What's going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome back for part 2, y'all, of our interview and discussion here with Casey Morsell, NC State men's basketball alum. Shout out to you, Greg. So with that being said, if you haven't checked out part 1 yet, make sure to go and do that, as we did a lot of the Final Four run and AC tournament discussion in part 1, but we're going to talk a lot more beyond just the Final Four run, the AC tournament here in part 2, y'all. But Greg, I'll hand it off to you to jump back into our conversation here for part 2.
Yeah. So speaking of the Final Four, what's more nerve-wracking, playing in front of roughly 65,000 people or throwing out the opening pitch of a minor league baseball game?
Ooh, good question.
Honestly, the first pitch.
Really?
The first pitch is nerve-wracking. Yeah, like because I don't play. I did play baseball, but I don't play baseball. And it's like, because you throw it out and you haven't thrown a baseball in months, and there's all these people watching you, and you just don't want to look like terrible. Like, you just
you want to look like 50 Cent.
Exactly. Like, you just kind of want it there. So honestly, when I threw it out at the Durham Blue, I was nervous. Like, I was really nervous. I had Chase Graham with me, and like I was like, my hands started sweating and stuff, and I was just. But I made it though. I made it. It was crazy because I tried to like overthrow him because he was like, throw it high. That was the key. He was like, throw it high. Like, don't try to throw it like where my glove is, because it's like it'll probably go low. But and it still went low, but it ended up being a strike. Yeah.
Not bad. Look at that.
That was a fun play. Good question. That was good.
Yeah. And then the last one too, Casey, which I thought of, before we jump into, again, the life of an NC State fan. You had told me, you had said at the end of part 1, I love, my teammates, I love my guys. And I'm sure there's no doubt about it. Keats has talked about it, and I'm sure you as the players have talked about it, where, you guys are going to be, like locked in forever. Like, this team, this crew, all the players are going to be locked in and forever, just like 83, and so I kind of thought about, in the Survive in Advance documentary about all the guys coming together at Players Treat. So have you and the guys talked at all about, hey, next year we need to get a time, we need to get everybody together once again, like, reunion, anything like that conversation happened yet?
No, not that type of conversation. We still talk like every day. Like we have a funny group chat, but no one's mentioned like, I don't know. That just feels old. Like, you just feel, let's have a reunion. Like, it just feels like so older people say, like,
reunions are when you meet trains, right?
Right? Like, no. So no, that hasn't been talked about. But I think at some point everybody will come back. It's gonna be tough trying to get everybody back, man. Hopefully we can get Mo. Mo's the guy who, is going to be the tough one. But
sure,
everyone loves Raleigh, so it shouldn't, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah. So now moving into the life of NC State fans. So Casey, I remember, Debbie Yao even said, quote where, when she was an athletic director, how she would, all the time talk, about with fans, issues about, recruiting and coaching and, refereeing specifically too. But that once she, stepped away and just became a fan, like she even had even more issues with the refereeing and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine now just, watching games, not only just basketball, but women's basketball, football, whatever that may be, from that fan's perspective?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The fact that, it's really weird now because, like, now that you're, out of it, because you kind of know what, like, seeing what, like, which refs and, there's just so much to the game. Yeah, there's so much to the game that goes into it. So it's interesting. I don't know what kind of fan I'm going to be. I haven't.
I'm sure you do, Casey.
I don't know. I mean,
for me, you're so mild mannered, so I can't see you being like a fan like me or Ken's, just being hyper ridiculous. More Ken's than me. I'm pretty subdued as a fan. But
I'm sorry. Did you almost get kicked out of a baseball game?
Hold on, Casey. Casey, this is the guy that literally has a meme of him at the College World Series 21 going, "It was up here," to the umpire. So he really has a meme.
It's
So
true. It's true. I'm not taking any heat for this.
yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Greg.
No, Casey. The question is for Casey. So, like,
no, I mean, I feel like y'all are just like, you know, top of the line, like, you know what I mean, like in terms of fan, like yeah, I'm definitely going to be a huge supporter and a huge fan, like for sure. But
Okay.
there's levels to it. There's levels to it, and
Sure.
you guys are definitely on that gold level for sure. Like,
do you see yourself ever getting the Tom Gugliotta or Chris Corciani treatment? And do you know that reference?
what's the reference? I don't know.
They got thrown out of a basketball game together at Reynolds long time ago.
They did.
So do you see yourself being that fan?
No. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm more of the fan that's, you know, they're just kind of for the vibes, for the game day vibes. Really, the game is cool, but you definitely want the team to win for sure. But
absolutely,
he's not like us, Greg. He's not like us.
Give him time. We'll get him there.
The real question we're asking here, Casey, is now that you're not a player, will you say at times, man, these refs suck? Will you say that at some point, Casey?
Or refs or umpires or whatever sporting event you're at.
Now that you're not a player, now that you're not, now that you're not.
You have to if you're a State fan at
those
one
refs
point.
were terrible. Are we going to say that, Casey?
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause I think, you know, State does get the bad end of the stick, like too often. So, for sure.
Yeah. So, but talk to me, Casey, in terms of, I mean, like with what we saw from specifically at RJ play, but specifically on the defensive side, would you say, I feel like if you were a football player, Casey, that like cornerback would be a good position for you, man. You got that footwork, man. You got that agility, man. I feel like cornerback would be pretty good. Would you agree with that, or would you say a different position?
I don't know. I'm thinking more like linebacker.
Ooh, linebacker.
I like linebacker. Or
just want the contact.
Yeah, but it's a good mix of both. Like sometimes it's a little bit of man, sometimes it's like a little zone. You know, sometimes you know the blitz. You get a good mix of everything at the linebacker position. So that's why I like, especially on defense, man. Just doing, you know, being able to mix up different ways that I impact the game.
You said you were excited about football season. So
I am.
Are you going to actually come to games?
Yes, I will. I will be. First of all, I went to all the games last year, Kenzie. I went to all the games. I think I went to more. Honestly, I think I went to more games than you.
Ooh.
I'm joking.
Plot twist.
I went to Florida for the bowl game, sir.
No.
He was playing basketball, so give him a break.
Come on.
I got you, kid. I got you.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Greg, what the hell? We were supposed to be partners, bro.
That's my guy right here, Casey. Like, there ain't too many people that like I would like put above you, Kens. Hey, so I genuinely want to know which ring is going to be more important to you, the ACC championship ring or the Final Four appearance?
Dang, that's a good question. I
know I'm coming in hot with the questions. Let's go.
Dang, that's tough. Man.
There's only one right answer, Casey. Come on.
I mean, the Final Four is cool, but like that ACC championship was like wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably the
That's
ACC
the correct
championship.
answer, Casey.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, I mean,
congratulations. It's his rings. Like, you didn't get any rings.
No, dude, I'm telling you, man, that ACC championship ring, man, like even Joe Giglio said it best. Hey, listen, if you all had lost game one against Texas Tech, no State fan would even should have or even would have batted an eyelash. Like, you won ACC championship. That's after 40 years. Thank goodness. We'll take it. So
no, that was just incredible fashion. How we were able to pull it off. Because like the five games in 5 days, like, you know, it's fun, it's a good story and all, but I don't wish that grind on anybody. Like that is pain. Like, you know what I mean? So the fact that, you know, we essentially made it out and got better over time. You know, it was one of those things that like it kind of showed. It was like a full like program win, because it wasn't just players that were behind that. Like there were people behind the scenes that like had to make sure that players were ready. People were like, there wasn't one point throughout the whole run where everyone was asleep. Like there was always someone up working, preparing like all night long. So there was so even we would play later at night. We would have to come back, get treatment, prepare for the next game, and wouldn't really be in bed by like until 3-4 in the morning. Just being ready for the next day, and then wake up early in the morning, do like a walkthrough, do a stretching, and it was just a full day of grinding for those days. So it was like I said, it was a true program win, because everybody's. My bad, lady. Sorry about that. Everybody's
Leighton on tilt.
Yeah, but no, everybody's work was on display. Like everybody's work was on display in terms of keeping our bodies right and just having us ready to go.
What was tougher, the physical or the mental grind?
Oh man, I would say the physical more so. I mean, because even though we got better, like we were ready to play mentally and we were sharp mentally, but sometimes like for me in the ACC championship, I had a groin injury. That was, like a tough injury. Jaden Taylor had an ankle injury. Like different people were just battling different things just from wear and tear, just over time. And essentially just having a staff and everybody like put you in a position. Like Mo was going through Ramadan, like bro wasn't even eating properly, and still going out and preparing. So like Horn, Skip, Louisville. So everyone has a story. Everyone who played had a story that was like, that was, that formed some type of adversity. But everyone was still ready to play, and it all came together at the right time. So yeah, that was unreal. That was crazy.
What was it like getting back to
ahead,
Raleigh
Ken.
after all of these wins, like the AC championship, after the wins in the NCAA tournament, after the Final Four? How was that experience?
How was it? Like I said, like everyone was still kind of like numb, or most of us, we were all essentially numb. Like I said, it was just such a short period of time. The ACC, I'm gonna be real, this might sound crazy saying this, but the ACC was we were, after winning the ACC championship, it was fun, but we were still in a mode of like, okay, let's get ready for the next game. Like, we got to get back to DC. We got to prepare. We got to, get film. We got to get back to find out who we play on Selection Sunday. And then after that, literally the coaches, everybody's back in the gym, like clipping up film on Texas Tech, getting the scout ready for Texas Tech. And you got, coaches getting ready for Texas Tech. And then you have other coaches that's getting ready for the next round, watching the Oakland-Kentucky game, getting ready for that game. So it's just nonstop. Like it doesn't really end until you're actually out of it and you actually lose. So it's like, you do come back and celebrate. But like in the back of your mind, you just know like you can't get too comfortable because it's right around the corner, really.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout Eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. So I did want to ask you, Casey, in terms of next steps, you said that, this Final Four runs opened you up some possibilities for professional side. So what field are you going to be working in, now? Or have you figured it out yet?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be in real estate, more so commercial real estate. I'm also starting my own business, Morsell Access, in case y'all haven't seen that. But that's like a sports events company. We do tournaments, camps. And on top of that, I'm also going to be doing a few ACC Network color analyst games for that. Nice. So between those three, it's active, always something to do, but it's a good position to be in. Nothing against people who go and do the pro route, but in terms of, for me and my position and everything, like it made more sense to go that route, especially at my age, at 23, being fortunate enough to have so many opportunities to do different things. Like that's a huge opportunity that like I don't really take for granted. Like I don't take that for granted at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you feel like, because with the real estate side, but also too, I think combined with too, like you said, what you just went through, I know, like, I think it was even like the Navy SEALs or something like that. And Greg, maybe you might know this, but like, they always talk about how like, the human body, like how far you can go, like you're actually like not even close to how far you actually can go as in your human body. I feel like, Casey, if I were in your shoes and I just went through what y'all just did, that had to be kind of a moment where now that I've done that, like attacking something such as real estate, where you have to have that drive. You have to, you have to get yourself out there. You have to go networking. You have to go grind and keep going and keep working. Like, I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but it has to kind of get you fired up to be like, if I just did that, real estate, like that's, that's no problem. I'm just going to translate this over.
Yeah. Well, and this all kind of goes into the run. Yes, that's true for most of the time. But in terms of the networking and meeting people, it's been essentially easier, to network and get to know people in so many different fields. Because everyone kind of knows the story. But it is a new grind. Like you said, it is a new grind in terms of trying to figure out like how to be, how to be sharp, like in the craft that you're doing. But at the same, it's a huge advantage, like being here in Raleigh, doing it in the area, just doing it in an area where, it just makes more sense to do it in, but
where you made your mark. People know your face. People, recognize you. I was kind of one of the things I was curious about. How has your life changed just walking on the streets of Raleigh? Like, I don't think you can kind of fly under the radar anymore. Is that a true statement?
Yeah. It is. It is crazy. Just because I remember when I got here from UVA, like no one really knew who I was really, but the fact that, everywhere you go, especially in terms of whether it be the mall or anywhere at a game, like it's always someone that kind of recognizes you. So, it takes it definitely took some getting used to for me, because I love kind of being more out of the way and having attention more so off of me. I like to kind of, do a lot of my things like behind the scenes, like even with my teammates, I'd much rather have everybody else do get the attention. But it just took some getting used to, and now I'm kind of used to it. So
I know that's one thing I've noticed from you first getting to you. Like, I can see your personality, shifting, right? That paradigm. You were just like, "Hey, I'm Casey," and now you're like, "Hey, good to meet you. Like, what can I do for you? You want a picture?" Like, it's completely different from when I first met you. But, and it's good though. But you're growing. It's part of the growing and maturation process.
For sure. No, when I got to state, I was a huge introvert, huge, very to myself. Didn't really say too much, but would say enough. But wasn't into really going in depth. But I think honestly, it was really coming and playing here kind of changed. I kind of had to be more vocal. I had to be just more like feisty, to play at at state. Playing at UVA, it was real lackadaisical with the flow, and you could just kind of chill out. You don't have to be hype, if that's the best way to put it, day in, day out.
It's a different type of program, a different type of coach. It all comes from the top down, I think.
Yeah. You had to be just on 10, every day. So essentially it's just what you become getting used to. You become just I don't know best way to describe it, but you just become more like vocal, you know, and it just kind of changes to life off the court, really.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap this up, Casey, I know that right now we're right in the middle of NC State fans getting hyped for football. We talked a little about already, man, but what's your thoughts, man, on football this upcoming year, man? You think football can join y'all with the ACC championship ring of their own?
No, he doesn't.
Somebody mute her.
I hope so. I mean, I think they should. They have the schedule for it for sure. Like, I mean, there's no one on the schedule that I think they should. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but there's no one they should really like lose to on paper. But like, you know, I just hope they don't try to feel like, you know, I hope they don't try to compare themselves to other sport. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have your own identity and be humble too. Like, you know, don't try to say it's a basketball school. Like, you know, just be humble. Like, you know.
Hey, that was Steve Smith. That wasn't the team.
Sure.
All right. Hey, look, one last question. I want to get the last question because I think this is an important question for you. I know we got to wrap, but what is the most memorable sports moment not named basketball for you this year? Like, what was your favorite sports moment from NC State?
Not basketball, you said?
Yeah, not men's or women's basketball. You got to take yourself out of the basketball equation for a second.
Well, probably the baseball. So literally once the season had ended this past year, I had went into training to do color commentary with the ESPN ACC network team, and I would get my reps in with baseball. So I learned a lot about the production side, learned a lot about getting on air. So I got to really get a good feel from a production standpoint with the baseball team. So, and being here at State, I never really watched them as in depth as I did, after covering them in the training I was going through. So, probably that story of, or that process of getting to know those guys and plus we lived with them too. So we lived with them. We all lived in the same building, near campus. And, so probably baseball.
That's good. Cool.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been a good season for all sports though. Every sport had a great run. Cross country, I mean, they kill it every year. They're a beast that, so it's been a lot, man. Yeah. But I hope football really wins it. Because when was the last time they won a championship?
1979.
Yeah. So
not that I remember anything.
45 years ago, Casey. 45 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's definitely possible, though. It's definitely possible. It's a wide open league. Right. The ACC is definitely wide open. So, yeah.
Let's do it. All right, Wolfpack Nation, we'll end it there. But Casey, first of all, man, appreciate your time, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Glad we were able to talk, all things, man. Even kind of get a little bit of that taste of what Casey Morsell, the fan's going to be like, and we're excited to see it. If you're, I'm not going to be one of those guys. We'll see a year from now if we're not showing you clips. Casey, you said you weren't going to be one of those fans, but look at this. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens.
He's got to behave himself. He's got a professional life now, so. Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, hey, listen, if I saw my real estate agent out there getting thrown out of men's basketball games, I'd be like, I want that guy right there.
I want to do a deal with that guy.
That's right.
Sounds good. No, anyway, thank you guys for having me. No, this was a blast. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
And even though,
even though Kens was late.
Yeah, even though Kens was late getting here, Leighton as well. Leighton was late as well. But no, I'm glad that I was finally able to get on. I know this took a while, and I'm glad that we were finally. I'm glad we were finally able to do it.
That's right. Let's go.
Casey, thanks so much, and say hello to your family for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely do that.
Appreciate it.
Wolfpack Nation, make sure to go and give Casey a follow. Again, at Casey Morsell. No numbers, no underscores, no nothing except just at Casey Morsell on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all make sure to give him a follow there. And from R&D, y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button. Y'all hit that notification bell. And let us know down in the comments, what was your favorite NC State moment from the Final Four and ACC tournament run? run, y'all. I'm just curious. Put your thoughts down below in the comments. Would love to see what everybody thinks. And make sure to give us a follow as well at Tuffy Talk now on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in, and go Pack, y'all.
Go Pack.